footage for whole interviews. It's alright. Alright, well, who are you and where are we?
So my name's Holden, last name's Snell. It's a big question, hey? Who am I? Yeah, I love art, love clothing. It's just been a huge part of my life this year and last year as well, but bigger this year with the breaking of my leg. That was sort of like a big turning point, I sort of think, yeah. Where are we? Barara. Yeah, it's like a nice, I don't know, bushy area.
Yeah.
I don't know, it'd be sweet to be in the city and amongst it, but it's pretty nice to chill out and relax here.
No, yeah, the slow pace is so much nicer, I think.
Yeah, the best bit about living here is, you can just go for a walk, in the bush, no one around.
Yeah, totally.
It's just clear your head all the time.
Yeah.
A lot of, whenever something exciting happens, with the brand or anything art related, I just get way too excited. And I can't, I just need to go for a run. Walk, because I can't really run at the moment.
Because your leg.
Because of my leg.
How did you break your leg?
It's a good one. It's a good story. So basically it was my 21st birthday. Yeah. So I was like,
Oh no.
Yeah, so it was a good birthday present. Yeah, so I was at park. And yeah, so it was like a sort of this whole weekend was planned for my birthday and everything. Yeah, so I was sort of doing my last jump. Then we were just about to go to Frango's, right? And I went to the foam pit and me and my mate were playing skate, you do a trick
and you get the letters.
It was we're just on the S, right? And then so I do this reversal flip backwards, tuck back, and then go into the foam pit, and I just see I just felt this really weird pain, it didn't really hurt or anything, but it was this weird pain, and I pulled my leg out and it was yeah.
I'm thinking about the photo.
It was it was this. That was pretty traumatizing.
Yeah, that's awful.
Seeing your leg just not really your leg anymore.
Was that full? You were out just adrenaline.
No, it was the funny thing was I didn't really feel any pain. I was just I just went into sort of we need to do this and this mode. Really
Get me to a hospital.
I said to my mate, call the ambulance, this, and then I was just I was just really it was almost like a mum mode or something. I was pretending to be my own mum.
That's a good thing, having that kind of responsible click, doesn't matter how kind of loose you get, you can know when things are getting real.
Yeah. I just switched, even though I was just all this stuff was happening, there's all these kids looking at me.
There was an S-bend in your leg. It was that,
Yeah, it's pretty... Yeah.
That is so gnarly. So you said you were making art in hospital.
So
that is so cool.
Yeah, so prior to that, I was starting to I was an apprentice carpenter, and it was sort of just I was just doing it because I had to do something. But that sort of contrast was what made me do so much art last year, because I was just doing all this mundane stuff with carpentry, doing all the boring jobs and all that, and then so that contrast, every time I get home, I'm I need to make something.
Bright and colourful.
I need to do some colourful stuff. I need to do a painting. I need to do this. I need to make. So it was every time I went home, it was just in overdrive, because I couldn't do that at work. So So and then and leading to that, my leg was sort of the turning point, and I was that's it. I just gotta, do. I do art, do art,
so
just solely do art,
Good.
And in sort of any sort of form.
Yeah, totally.
I kept seeing a lot of Keith Haring stuff, and it was really influencing me, and I thought it was just really sick, the impact it had, just from lines, and I just thought that was really cool. You couldn't not be wowed at it, so.
Yeah, totally.
Yeah, so I was I sort of, just started doing that, started appropriating sort of his stuff, and then developed it into my own, sort of.
Cool.
These patterns are sort of a culmination of drawing lines for a year and a half.
Yeah, and you've done murals and stuff. There was that one I was seeing on Instagram, Flinders Lane.
Yeah. Flinders Hotel.
Yeah. Cool, man.
Yeah, so that was a cool little commission thing. It looks sick there. Yeah.
When you were growing up, where and when did art start to take notice to you as even an interest?
it was sort of like more recently. Like, my parents were both graphic designers. Dad's a carpenter now, but yeah, they were like they're still at heart graphic designers.
Yeah.
And there's it was just like it's just like everything sort of like design orientated in our house, and there's colour. I think that that way of thinking is just sort of like imprinted onto when you have two parents that are.
Yeah.
So like.
Can't help it.
Yeah, you
It's
can't
in the
help
blood.
it. Yeah, like most people who like study like graphic design or art or whatever, like they can't go to their parents and be like, "Is this conceptually good? Is this,
yeah.
Is the contrast good? And like, is the placement on like is
totally.
that? And,
they've
like,
got no input. Yeah.
They would not know. But,
yeah.
But and then even my like I was only a baby when I met him, but my like great uncle was like a pretty sick painter. Yeah, so his name is Harold. I've got his book somewhere. I don't know where it is. Here it is. So like this is his book. He's like he was seen as like a really like crazy figure, and like he would walk around the King's Cross in like his like painted jackets and stuff.
Legend,
and it was there it is.
Oh, what a character.
Yeah, absolute character.
What a legend. That is the sickest jacket.
Yeah. All hand
little
painted.
ghosts and shit on there. Oh,
yeah.
So cool. That is
so like
scary.
and have you been to the Bulldog Cafe in Amsterdam?
No.
Yeah, so like anyone who's been to Amsterdam, or some people who've been to Amsterdam, sort of like would know the Bulldog Cafe. So like he did like the whole front of that. It's very similar though.
Yeah, totally. All of this blocky, bright. Yeah, totally. That's so cool.
But it was actually really weird. Like I've only like in the last year or so like taken interest in like his stuff, which is weird. Yeah, like I don't know. Yeah, I don't know. And like looking at that, I'm like that's so similar to.
Yeah.
In my critical study of him, it's like it was so interesting. Like really find out like he just had this like really internal drive to just like be the best. Like he did everything. He did like portraiture stuff, and like he started as a sign painter.
Yeah, that is so cool.
Yeah.
I wish that sort of stuff was like still really common.
Yeah.
Like you see some brands bringing
stuff,
it back, but yeah, like proper sign painting is such a cool art.
He made like a huge that was for a protest, so he was political as well.
Dude, okay, let's talk about that then, because that's some cool connection that you've also got.
Yeah.
Tell me about your political thoughts.
My political thoughts. A lot of my I think my political thoughts all started with like skateboarding, and a lot of the skateboarding sort of stuff's like sort of filtered into the brand now as well, like with the like steeze being the quote, like totally. So like a sort of bit of a skateboarding influence as well. Yeah. Like then that sort of turned into like where my interest for DJing got like nightclubs and stuff.
Yeah, totally.
So that was sort of like where it was born, like sort of my like just sort of like lack of trust. It's just like the how art isn't seen as important as it's just like it doesn't make any sense.
How funny, like there's that graphic in the paper a couple months ago being like the least important jobs in Australia, artists. And like artists. It's like bitch, an artist made that flipping graphic.
Yeah, it's like to me like art is like what else is there?
Dude,
Yeah, like why do we get up every day? Like
that's all there is.
Even someone who doesn't think they care about art, like you do. Even if you buy like this piece of clothing, it's an art. Like,
you care about art. But yeah, you've got, what was it above your bed?
Nanny State.
Yeah, Nanny State. Yeah, so that's sort of like a...
Yeah, that was a... Yeah. So that was like... Yeah, that was just kind of like around the time of like the lockout laws. Sort of like... So like I'm only 21, so I didn't really get to experience like the full... Like there was like one club left.
Yeah, it's really bad.
Yeah, like it's... And then like flip side, you go to Melbourne, like a lot of the time I'll just... Me and my mates will just go to Melbourne for a weekend. It's the best weekend ever. And it's just like, it's just non-stop there. And, and like the culture, the people. I feel like everyone's like, it's a rat race, but like almost a creative rat race. Yeah. So it like makes you like...
Makes you want to be better.
Yeah, so everyone's... Yeah, it's not in a bad way. It's like...
No, yeah.
Yeah, it's like you need influence to keep growing.
Yeah.
That hunger of like other people sort of...
Yeah, totally.
Like, but also like it also seems like in Melbourne like no one's really looking like left or right and like being like
comparing or anything.
Like it just looks like they're just like running their own race like sort of thing. But like in Sydney it's just like is this guy doing that, and it's It's really different.
Are you paying any attention to them when you're designing, or like?
I don't know. Like I feel like a lot of our influences are, from like vintage stuff.
Yeah.
So like it's like the whole this wasn't like really even supposed to like happen sort of thing. Like this is such a spontaneous thing to happen. Like it like literally just started when we were like, I wanted to have like a vintage piece that fitted me.
Yeah.
Because nothing really like was fitting me. It was like all like too small. And
yeah, you're tall.
I'm tall. Like it's like they were designed for like smaller chicks, and so I had this idea like we could make them because my mum was like the best sewer ever. I was like, yeah, alright, I need to learn how to sew. I just want to make them for myself so that I can like
have mad outfits.
Yeah, and then I can have some mad festival outfits, and I can have something that no one else has. Like, we really like the principles behind like the recycled clothes and stuff. But like there's ways you can bring that into new clothing as well. So,
yeah, totally.
Like they have limited runs, so they're gonna sell. Like, a lot of those like big companies are just like the wastage they've got. Like it's just like you see like bales of clothes like just shipped over to countries, and
totally
just like they pay them to like dump all their old clothes.
You're making an art sculpture out of the rest of the bits, you know? Like, there's no wastage, and it's all, ethically produced. So was that something that when it did come to like fruition and this was going to develop a little more, was that something that you actively thought about, like the ethics behind it?
I think it was like we didn't, because it all happened so quickly, sort of thing. Like we didn't like have like a vision like we're going to make a really sustainable clothing company. Like it was just like we're just making these cool jackets, and then we're like and like it just sort of happened like really organically. So I don't know if it was like really sort of like at the forefront of like our thinking, but it was sort of like subconsciously we were like sort of going to do that anyway because of the whole vintage sort of like ethics behind that. It's like it's cool because each one tells a story as well. Yeah. And like it's like sort of like with our pieces, like each one's like sort of tells a story because it's like really limited quantity.
Yeah, totally.
Like and all the like individual ones, like they're like really thought about. Like we pick each color and like design each thing.
Yeah,
exactly.
Fully. Yeah. It's so impressive.
Thank you.
Like the collection is really cool. Like so now you were telling me before, like the way of production, you guys do part stuff, and then you've also like employed some local sewers and stuff, which is cool.
Yeah,
the LazySusan economy.
Yeah. So like it's pretty cool. So like it all started out like with just us, and then we quickly realised after the first drop that we were like, oh holy shit, they sold out in like 10 minutes. Like yeah, it was crazy. Yeah.
Fuck.
Yeah, we were like on the we were just like didn't know how that happened. Hey. Yeah.
Do you like that first drop? Did you know all the people that bought something?
I didn't know a single person. Yeah. It was crazy, yeah. The internet's crazy, hey. So it started like a tradition where like the whole family just sits down and we watch like the phone tick over like ding ding ding, and then we just all laugh and
just have a nice day about
it's awesome, yeah. That's probably like one of the most exciting parts of it. Like just like when people are actually like buying sort of we're not like just doing it we're not doing it to make money really. We're just doing it because it's sick fun and like, people enjoy it. So it's like if we can keep in contact with like customers as much as we can, then it's like that's the coolest thing about it. Like and then like if someone buys something, we'll follow them up. Like sort of like, how's the jumper going? Like I realised I didn't even answer your question. Like we got other sewers, hey.
Oh yeah, you've got other sewers. Yeah,
it was pretty cool. So we quickly realised we had to sort of outsource some of the stuff to them. Yeah. So like the process behind that's pretty cool. We sort of like I said before, we design each one, cut it all out with our patterns. And then so we've got like a couple different like sewing ladies. We've got this like design studio in Marrickville that's been helping us out as well. A lot of people in the clothing business like have sort of had a rough stint, especially with like all the like offshore manufacturing and stuff. Like it's just like I think the Australian made things like really important to us now. Yeah,
especially at the moment. Totally.
Yeah, and I think people recognise that as well. Like it's like I couldn't buy anything made from China anymore because it's like you just realise that like how bad like they're getting paid $2 an hour. Like now that like I've sat down and I've actually made like a jacket, like I know what it takes to make like it's like
You imagine getting $2 an hour for that. It makes you want to cry.
Yeah, like, imagine getting $2 an hour for that. Like, we've got a few messages saying like, oh, how come your jumpers are so expensive? And it's like, it's pretty easy. It's pretty easy to like be like, well, we design everyone individually. So I actually think it's pretty cheap, like for the effort that goes into it.
Yeah.
Like it's terrible. Like if you sort of like do a bit of research on like how like the sort of manufacturing industry, like there used to be like Adidas and Nike and stuff. They used to have their factories in Melbourne, and they used to make a lot of their stuff until they realised like it's so much cheaper to just get it made in Bangladesh for like $2 an hour and then ship it back. Like there's a big gap in between, like because there's just not as much like manufacturing here, or like it's not as accessible.
Totally.
So if you go like Japan, like you can get like all these crazy, like you just get so much just like materials. So
this next drop, how long has this taken to put together, this most recent one?
This one's taken a long time, to be honest.
Mm-hmm. Why?
Yeah, so it's like not many people know like they see like the end product sort of thing.
Totally, yeah.
Yeah.
Tell
like,
us
it
like
makes sense.
the story.
And it's funny because like until I started doing it myself, I had no idea. Like who knows? But no one knows that stuff. Like it's like no one knows what like this and like what goes into it. But like you've got to get like you have to have an idea, right? And you have to get your material. You need to make sure everything works. Like you need to make a pattern that like works, and there's a lot of adjustments you need to make like along the way, and like design, like to resolve designs and stuff, and like because we're making like these like all our own sizes sort of thing, so we always have to like make little adjustments. Like we want this to be a bit more like this, and then a bit more of this.
Do you mean like in terms of fit? Like
in fit, yeah,
okay.
In fit and like just like sort of accessibility and like so like we've only like. Sizes are like a weird thing, like they're sort of like hard to get right, and like we've got 2 sizes now. We originally didn't, but like the cool thing about these is like even if you get a large one, like you can just, if you're short, you can just tuck it up like on your waist like that.
Yeah, okay, yeah. It's got like the strings and elastic.
So like they're heaps versatile, and like they're all, but we've got 2 sizes now. Like one's like more of a crop, and then one's like
shorter sleeve as well.
Yeah. But
so the crop has like a shorter cuff as well, yeah.
But it's like because it's really hard to get a balance of like oversized fit and like
not a potato sack.
Yeah. It's really hard to get that. There's just so much stuff that goes into it. Like it's hard to even like put into words.
Totally.
So the process from start to finish is sort of like, for example, the process would be like we come up with a design idea. So like that's like a pattern that I thought was sick, like sort of vintage inspired. Go into Illustrator.
You're drawing this.
Yeah. So like this is another one as well.
Yeah.
So it's so we design this, get it printed, and so it's pretty expensive to get it printed, but like it's worth it because it's just like a feature.
Yeah, totally.
So like once you've got your design idea, like we sort of just like choose different colorways off this design. So like when that design's in mind, we're like, oh, that would look sick with pink, purple, blue, etc. But then like the process behind that is like each panel is cut out. So so this is a rotary cutter. Mm-hmm. You don't know. And so like every single piece of clothing that you have has been cut out of a big roll of material. Yeah,
into like the little shapes.
These little shapes. So here's
like this a
pattern. This is a pattern. Yeah. So you get a cardboard pattern. You lay it out. You put weights on it, and then that's a collar. So that's basically it.
Oh, cool.
So like, and then we've got like that's a feature piece there.
Yeah, little front panel-y bit.
So
and you can see like where the collar goes in.
Yeah, the collar goes in there, like sort of like.
That's so sick.
Each one's pinned together. But like so when we get other people to help us out, we cut every single piece out and package it up in a little bundle. Yeah,
so it's all together. It's sort of like a
So like so we like package it up. It's got like a description on it. Like, we send out these little like flicks of, that's probably that one.
Yeah.
Like the diagrams of like what goes where, which piece goes where. And then it's
comes back looking like
that. Comes back looking like a sick jacket.
So fucking sick. With the patches and stuff too, they're so cool. Do you make doubles so that you can always keep something?
We make a lot, like, if we want one, we'll make it for ourselves.
Yeah, okay. Not everything you've got an extra,
But, but, like, we've got a pretty, like, sick team of, like, people who help model up.
You guys have some cool models. Yeah.
So, like, and that was actually a big reason why, like, we, like, for starting it as well. Like, once we had made the first one, I was like, hey, this could be a cool thing, like, because I was doing carpentry, I wasn't really liking it, and I was like, I really feel like I'm meant for more. Yeah, I remember like sitting down with my parents and I was just like, we had this conversation. I was like, I just had this like urge and hunger. I was like, I don't know what it is. Like I didn't know what it was. Like what was like the thing that was like it was gonna be, but I just knew that it was like some sort of like Harold. Yeah. Like, it reminds me, when, like, has this, like, hunger or something.
Yeah.
But yeah, what was I saying?
Models, cool models.
So, I sort of just, had, like, a few mates who were who sort of fitted the vibe and, like,
totally.
And then I just sort of reached out to a few other people who, like, I just sort of thought were cool, and, we became friends, and now we've got this little, like, group, and every time we do a photo shoot, like, everyone's friends, and, like...
And you got the book, the album, the photo album.
It's just, like... It's just something to look back at, like, it's, like...
That's so
I just feel like it's so, like... Yeah, looking back at photo albums is just, like, a sick thing.
This dude is such a styler.
Yeah, he's Biani. Shout out to Biani. He came into a photo shoot last minute.
Bless.
Yeah. But yeah, here's some recent shots.
Yes, so sick. Oh, they look so good, dude.
Yeah, so it all just came together, like, for our first photo shoot. That was when it was, like a thing. Like, Mum she was like, is this really a thing? And then that day, she was like, holy shit.
Oh, it's a thing.
Oh, it's a thing. Like, she's like, this is, so, like, a mate I've had, like, known from DJing, he did a lot of club photography and stuff. Yeah, his name's John O'Leigh-Grease. Hit him up on Instagram for any videos. But yeah, he put this like amazing video together, and it's just like, it's just really helped like us, and like he just did it just because he thought it was
cool.
He just thought it was hectic, and like helped him out. So it was and that video you can see on our website.
And you guys opt for like film photography stuff most of the time when you're taking photos?
Just because like I've only got a film camera, and it has a cool aesthetic. Like,
yeah, totally. It's part vintage, you know.
It fits our sort of
the brief
ethos behind it.
The artistic brief.
Yeah, but like I just reckon film's cool because you really have to think about like the shot, like this is a $3 shot. Like, is this worth my $3? Or so like in like a photography sense, it's like, no, actually, can you do this? And then they'll do it again, and you're like, no, can you actually do it more like this?
Okay, yeah, so you're a little more particular about
particular. It. So with digital, you're just like...
man, I was trying to do some research and figure out how to ask this question in a heaps more succinct and smart way, but I don't know how to. There's all of these studies about, like, wearing bright clothes being, like, really good for your, like, mental health and stuff like that. So on that note, where does LazySusan fit in, and what do you think about that sort of stuff?
That's really... Yeah, I reckon that's what it's all about, to be honest. Like, I just feel so confident in bright... I was just... Like, anytime I'm wearing bright colours, or... I'm sure it's, like, with a lot of people. And that started, like, with... Like, when I used to buy... Like, I used to buy heaps of, like, vintage... like, crazy coloured pieces.
Mm-hmm.
That's,
jacket collection.
Yeah, the jacket collection. Sickest jacket collection. That's where like my love for wearing bright clothes started. Yeah. And like going to festivals and everyone wearing them. But I was like, but I was sort of like, hang on, why can't we wear that? Like, where are we all the time? Yeah. And then like Uncle Harold's a good example. Wears hand painted clothes all the time. It's like if everyone's like was wearing that all the time, how happier would everyone be, I reckon, yeah.
Probably,
yeah. It's like, you see, like, yeah, if there's paintings everywhere, like, everyone would just be, like, stimulated, like, yeah. But yeah, I reckon that's, yeah, I 100% agree with that.
Yeah, seeing colours around it boosts your mood. Like,
yeah, it does, yeah. You're, like, firm believer of law of attraction, 100%.
Lazy Susan.
Yeah.
Cathy's been off camera the whole time. I think just getting ready to speak. But she's here now.
Hi.
So this is Holden's mum, which I think is super fucking wholesome. I just love that so much.
Yeah.
So tell me about, for you, what your role is, what you do. How has it been running a business with your kid?
My role is to, well, we've sewn together. I've taught Holden how to sew. Yeah. We come in here to get away from the rest of the house sometimes. I guess I'm more of a support for Holden as well.
He says all the organisation. Okay. He says everything.
Yeah.
Well, he does a lot of it.
Well, put it this way, like, it's like a yin and yang. It's like like what you've got, I don't have, and none could work without the other, sort of thing. Like
Holden's very driven, and will, even if I don't want to come in here, or I'm tired from work, or, you know, I just don't feel creative because I've been creative all day. He's like, come on, Mum, Mum, we can do it. And we do it. And, you know, and some nights we stay up to midnight and actually sew. And it's really fun.
Yeah.
We have a really good time. We have to stop ourselves from coming in here.
I'm almost like to my mates, like, oh, I'd rather just stay home with Mum and sew.
That's so
And sometimes I say, do you want to go out and see your friends? Yeah. So we made the first jacket like probably 18 months ago, and then we made another one. And then I said, like, you know, Holden, you should draw some things and we'll get them printed.
It's so, like, this thing's, thing's been...
It's probably nearly 2 years old. And, you know, the elastic's really crappy. Yeah, it's really, like,
and you can just see how far we've come, like, sort of, like, in terms of, like,
we were trying different things. Anyway, and so then, you know, I was working for freelancing and then working full time, and then I was reduced to a couple of days a week. Yeah. So, you know, we thought, let's do some more sewing. Let's make some more. Yeah. Like, Holden will have questions about, like, Holden's drawn most of these, but I'll help him with the production of them. Yeah. And sending them to the printer, but actually he's sort of doing more of that himself.
What do you do? You're a graphic designer. You have a background in design. Please tell me all about it.
Well, I sew.
Yeah.
But my full-time job is I'm a graphic designer. Mm-hmm. I design exhibition spaces. So I work with interior architects and we design museums and visitor experiences. Yeah.
Has sewing always been an interest? Has it ever...
Yeah, my mum taught me how to sew.
Yeah, cool.
And Holden's sister is a dancer.
Cool.
So I did a lot of sewing for her dance company.
Of course, you're making costumes, doing... Yeah.
Costumes. And I thought she'd be the one, like, I was always encouraging her to come in and sew with me, but she just... it's just not there. And then, you know, who would have thought that I'd be sewing with Holden?
Yeah.
Your son,
But he's really good at it.
Like, painting and stuff.
Of course. You get your hand a bit more
and steady. I'm so excited that he does like it, because at least, you know, there's someone else in the family that's sewing. I've worn the rainbow fleece down the street. Someone said to me, you just make me feel so happy when I look at you. I mean, not everyone can wear that or wants to wear that.
Sure, but...
I feel like that's a bit of your barrier sometimes,
Yeah, sometimes, I just do it sometimes to feel free, I guess.
Because, like, with the lockdown, like, we've had, like, 80% Melbourne sales.
Yeah.
So it's like, I think that comes back to what you were saying, like, they want to, because they're locked down and they want to, like, have something that makes them happy.
Yeah, totally.
Like,
something nice and warm, something happy.
Yeah, but I'm really pleased that Holden's finally, like, we've been telling him for years to do something with his creativity.
I think I was just rebelling against them.
I didn't really want our children to follow in our footsteps. Because it's hard being
that's
a
what
designer.
It was, I think that's what it was, because it was like, I'd seen like how creative industries work and how it's like, and then I was sort of like, oh, maybe I should just try like, and I'd been trying to get away from it. That was like the first decision that was like not didn't have any other, like, factors to this. Like, it was completely my decision.
Yeah.
And like any other decision was like external forces were sort of like influencing me. I want to change it though. Change everyone's sort of thinking.
And I think also like Holden's always loved really bright colours.
Ever since he was a kid.
Yeah, like purple was his favourite colour. Yeah, so he's always worn the bright colours, and it'd be great if more guys bought these as well.
Yeah.
With the Susan thing, a lot of people assume that it's girls.
Yeah, totally.
But, which is funny, but
But I think
But I think
wear these
we've sort
bright
of
colours.
Yeah, but like
100%. Look at
especially this stuff, especially
yeah.
So like I can understand why a lot of girls like pastel rainbow stuff.
Yeah,
like,
sure.
Like I mean, I would still wear that, but it's like it's probably not. Probably not what everyone would wear, but like every guy would wear. But that's why like something like this is sort of bringing this sort of stuff out, which is heaps like neutral. Yeah, so there's no one, but like the name LazySusan.
It's like
like in the basic form, it's the spinny thing in the Chinese restaurants.
Yeah.
That's all. Like that's the definition of it. But,
did you just like the name? Like what was
I just sort of like I can't even remember when I first started saying it, but like it was always going to be called LazySusan. But like it came from it's like a drunk story sort of thing.
Please.
But there's a more like cool meaning behind it, and then there's like a drunk story meaning behind it.
I want both.
But, so the drunk story, first of all, was like, we used to come back from a night out, and at my friend's house there was this spinny LazySusan thing in the pantry, and we'd always go, we'd spin it around, and like you'd come back just like drunk shenanigans after you're out, and like why are you so lazy, Susan? And we'd just be spinning it for like 20 minutes, just like asking it why it's so lazy. And I was like, holy shit, that's a sick name for a brand. Because I was just something that stuck with me, sort of thing. Like, and it just suits the brand so much. It's just like really, I don't know why. It's like, and it's like, and we're not lazy or anything. Like, it doesn't really. But the more conceptual idea
give you
behind
an artistic conceptual idea.
So this sort of just came to like sort of just came to me as it was already named, but I thought it was cool. Like the sort of it like suits the ethos of like what goes around comes around sort of thing. Like if you're nice to people, and like the bright colours, and like that goes around comes around sort of thing, and like also like I used to go to this club in Melbourne, Revolver. Sort of like bring that Melbourne vibe, because it's sort of like the same Revolver, like. Because I think the idea behind the name Revolver, Revs, is like that it's like revolving doors.
Yeah, revolving door. Yeah,
because you can't leave because it's so good.
Yeah.
So like I feel like that's sort of the same. You can't leave because it's so nice.
Yeah,
and
it's
good,
gonna come back around again on the LazySusan. Yeah, totally.
So,
we keep coming in here.
Yeah.
It's so good.
I think just that like sort of principle behind it is cool. Like the Revolver, sort of like in the Melbourne culture, is like injected into a lot of this. Yeah. So it sort of makes sense. But that was cool that just like came to me after.
What's in the works? So you got this drop, which will have just happened when people are watching this. So are you guys already setting sights on next kinds of designs? Do you have summer stuff, or is that a silly question?
I just started making bucket hats.
So So like
it's just a prototype.
Like I say, it's a long process.
Yeah,
we've made like probably 4 of these, just trying to get the design right. It's like,
and it's still not right.
It's a bit hot, but like cause we're gonna do some canvas ones for summer. But like it's just all like there's just so much technical sort of stuff that goes into it. It's like, and like it just gets like.
And this is our new thing.
It's the new shorts.
They're not quite right yet.
Even like this is like grey male tracksuit, and it's like it's really nice stuff. It's even woven in Melbourne. I unpicked all of this. It took me about 45 minutes, like the other night, just because of trying to get the band right. Like, see how you got the...
And it's still not right.
Still not
We're
right.
going to have to redo it.
But like, the design, like, sort of like... So we've been getting into like pattern designing as well. So like, this is like...
Oh, that's sick. The little pocket space. Like, that's cool how it cuts off there.
Yeah,
like
and
that.
like this, the detail in that.
I don't even know if I necessarily have any other like written questions apart from what the future holds for it. You know, what are you guys want to see? Who would it blow your mind to see wearing LazySusan?
Ooh. I'd like George Alice. She's like was heaps interested in it, and she's got like a few pieces. She was like, she messaged and was like, I really need one. Like, so it's like, it was cool to. So she's got, and she was wearing it on stage and everything. Like,
you know what? I can't wait till I see someone in the world.
I think it's a bit more like low key. If we see one in the city, we would just be like, oh my, that's crazy. Like that's cool. We've been talking about that's our dream to see someone. It'd be cool to like see like Billie Eilish or something wearing it. I don't know. Like I feel like it. Like, we don't really want to get scaled that big. Like it's not really.
It's stress.
It's not really something like if we all of a sudden just blew up, that would be weird. Like I don't know if we'd want
How would you even go about that? Like
no
from this little situation in the middle of Barara.
It's been really interesting with the fashion industry. Like people don't share. Like they don't share where to get material or zippers or. I'm lucky I work in Surrey Hills, so I know it's all around me. But I've just had to find it. We've had to find it ourselves.
It's really closed off. Like getting finding good material. Like getting like we started off getting like some zippers from Spotlight, and then we realised like
trash.
They're like they're bad. Plus they're $3
so
compared to like 80 cents. Like, there's such a we've had a massive learning curve, like going from knowing nothing about fashion. Like a lot of people start their own business to go to fashion school or something.
Yeah,
but, like,
you're like never mind.
Holden's sister Audrey's doing textiles, doing a Bachelor of Design. So we're hoping that she's interested in it, but maybe she'll get some insight.
We work really hard to because
even emails, like we check each other's emails. We check each other's, like, when something's packed up.
Because we've got so much other stuff going on. Like I have to spend, I've got to make, like, 2 other art projects every term.
And we have a dog. Like, why did we get a dog? He just wants to be in here all the time and he's not allowed to.
It's scary. Like, it's, the fur in here. He's
not allowed to be in here.
Yeah, no, understood. It, literally 1 second would just be like, they're everywhere.
It's,
I mean, you guys are, like, killing it.
It's so good. Like, Holden's friends that came that day to do the shoot, they gave up their time, they were enthusiastic, and they were like, this is real? Like, did you? They were quite surprised.
Everyone gets
did you actually make these? I'm like, yes.
We're killing it. It's amazing. Thank you.
Yeah. Right, thank you.
Do you want to go for a walk to a lookout?
Yeah.
Let's do it. Bye.